Hey there, Bridget Lynn Dolgoff. Anyway, sometimes I get on a roll. I remember things that maybe would be good to talk about or do a video about. This video is about Bobido. So, when I met him, I ended up doing 10 days of ceremony right out the gate. And I had been wanting to meet him for like probably several years. And one of the places we went to, this was attached to his workshop because Bobido was also educated. His tribe had sent him to school to be educated, to figure out what the white man was doing, because they didn't understand. A lot of Native people don't understand the whole white person thing because they can't believe that a human would do the things that they do. But anyway, and so he did this workshop, this PowerPoint presentation, and how the Star of Life played into the earth and all the connections and just all of it. And at the end, he was going to teach how to do like a medicine wheel ceremony. So there was people that had some land there in Sandpoint, Idaho. And they collected all the rocks out of the lake. I don't know what lake. It was right there at Sandpoint, so it's probably the only lake there. But hundreds of rocks, big rocks out of the water. And then, we all came there the next day to put the medicine wheel together. And I kind of sat back. I've done a lot of medicine wheels, and I like to just hold space sometimes, to just go and just be around my teachers, and in case they need me to help them or they ask me to help assist other people. And just to, kind of be there in case I see something that my teachers may need. Then I can, get whatever I need to get and then give it to them, help them, right? But so usually I just kind of kick back and watch because I want other people to participate. Sometimes if people are intimidated, by these things, they will hold off doing anything, kind of like a flower on the wall. But if there doesn't look like there's enough people helping, then sometimes people will jump in. So I always try to stay back and allow other people a chance, right, to learn some of this Native practices hands-on. But anyway, in this one occasion, this is kind of like in a story. This is my definition of power. So Bobido had this power in him that he could harness reality and any other kind of reality because he trusted in himself and his integrity and his intention. And so when he said something, there was like power behind it. Like it literally happened. I mean, not just happened in that moment, but happened. So one of the things that I was really attracted to him as a teacher was that he had this shamanic power to override systems or to shift energies in really powerful ways. And it was always in a good way, in the best possible way, that he did this in this earth healing work. I mean, this is hard work. It's not easy work. There's a lot of isolation. You're on the road. There's a lot of poverty. Spirit wants you to get somewhere. You don't have the funds to get there. You ride kind of on donations and help to get where you need to go. So it's all about the earth, it's all about the water. It's all about the things. And it'd be such a better place if more people could give their lives for this kind of work, because it's all that matters. So anyway, there was this moment that really shook me. And he was inside the medicine wheel and people were building it and everything else, and he turned around and he looked at me and he had this big eagle feather, the way that they are, because they whip them. He used it as a point to flip off energy and hit people. He'd hit people in the chest with it and release energy and flick it off. Because he said, we don't want to touch that stuff. We use the feathers, you know, the smudge feathers and stuff, and the wing wands and things like that to fling off that energy and fling it other places, off people or whatever else, because, you know, we don't really want to touch that stuff because it'll give us cancer, it'll make us sick. And so he had this huge old golden eagle wing, you know. He used this thing like Thor, kind of like in the movies or the myth, right? And he swung this thing around like Thor. And I mean, this wing never bent or crumbled or anything. And he just would attack things with it, with the point of this wing, you know, because it was, you know, when the animal died, it was morphed into a certain shape so that the native people can use it and hold it and everything else and do the work that they need. And so the end of the wing has a point on it. So it's kind of taxidermied that way. But it's interesting to watch how he wielded this golden eagle wing like a sword, an axe, or, I mean, you know, just, it was pretty amazing. So, anyway, he's standing in the medicine wheel, and he looks over at me, and he has his wing like totally lifted up super high. And he looks over and he drops down onto one knee, and he slams this wing literally into the ground. I watched like half of the wing without effort just kind of go into the ground. And at the same time, I hear a boom. Right? So it all kind of happened at once. He went down on his knee and he went boom, and it went in, and then you could kind of feel like a boom of energy that came off of it. And he was standing down in there, and he says really loud, he looks at me, "It is because I say it is." You know, it was like all happened at boom, boom. And it was like, very few people in my life have I ever seen that can wield that kind of power. And they all did it for the greatest, highest and greatest good. My great-grandmother was this way. Bovado. I had a Lakota Sioux medicine woman, teacher, shaman, same way. So, then I've traveled a lot, and I've studied with a lot of gurus, and I've tried ashrams and all that stuff. I always come back to the Red Road. Always come back to the shamanic path, my original path. It just suits me. But that's a story of power, real power that's developed over a lifetime because of the trust in the self and the integrity in the self and the intention in the self, and how that plays out into the energy fields with all my relations, everything. And how I work with the everything, right? And that the everything trusts me because I am friends with it. I've made friends with myself. I've made friends with the trees. I've made friends with the land. So gravity isn't a problem for that wing, bam, to hit into, right? It's not a problem. This reality, there's nothing that blocks anything from happening. So anyway, I just kind of want to tell that story. It gives me goosebumps. Like I'm standing here with goosebumps, remembering it. But that's power. That's real power. Is the friendship with the all things, and the friendship with yourself, and the friendship with the creation, being the co-creator, and your relationship and friendship with the creator. Anyway, thank you so much, Bridget Lynn Dolgoff, Urban Farm Project, and Conscious of Economics YouTube channel. Adios.